What's going on, everybody? Your boy Big Lock, 4th and 1 Customizations, AD in the Fat 8. We got a pretty good video coming for you today. We're going to be talking about passing today. We're going to talk about passing the football. There's the TTC quarterback, triple threat quarterback, along with the Bomac modification. And passing is something that everybody asks you about in the hobby. How do you guys throw the ball? So I'm going to break it down. Passing is something that we've been trying to get right since the early Gotham days with the old catapult quarterbacks and the Joe Namath quarterbacks from the Coleco game. It's always been part of the game. But as the game evolved and we do with stadiums and bigger fields and bigger boards, passing also had to evolve. Like it or not, it just had to evolve because we wanted to have aspects in the game we could run certain patterns and then have also certain defensive coverages and reactions to make it realer, to put the ball in play, in the corner, the seam, the deep cover, on a dig route, quarterback, comeback, the curl, the button hook. So we had to do things to modify our game to be able to pass the ball more realistically. That's whether it was throwing the ball or using realistic trajectory passing, which is what I'm calling it. Why do we get these big O-lines on our teams and get these perfect offensive lines if we don't have an intent to throw the football more realistically? And I love the big O-lines. I want my quarterback protected back there when he drops back in the pattern for FAMU and drop back in the pocket for FAMU and wants to throw that football. So we had to really evolve the era of passing and move it forward. Some people kind of like it. Some people don't like it, but it had to evolve. Now, the TTC, basically a catapult kind of thing. You load him up, you aim. He did have the option to kick, and he's been around for forever. One thing that I will say that is a problem, you had to go through so many to find a good one. So that's why guys like Bomac and James Harris started doing things with the Bomac attached to the spring. Geno H, Reggie Rutledge had different versions of lever spring quarterbacks because we wanted the game to evolve. And then things like the Fat 8 and things like the Fat 8, where we tried to have different personalities, our style of quarterback also had to evolve to keep our quarterback on the field. So as you see different teams, as you see more custom figures coming out with receivers and things that are meant to catch the football or run routes, you're going to see the passing game change. That's something that's going to happen, guys, whether we want it to or not. And I'm glad that it is happening because it opens up our game. With our TAQ quarterback, and guys, it's not for sale. It's something the Fed 8 uses because we wanted something different at every position. We wanted a quarterback that could throw the ball as a scrambler, drop back passer, bullet passer, mobile passer. So we built a figure for ourselves, the Fat 8, that would do that and throw the football in different ways for different systems. So that's one evolution of passing. It's an evolution of passing that fits a new generation of style. Now I'm going to share some things with some guy like my man Brandon Sigers. Want to make sure I get his name right, Brandon Sigers and Rob Spinner, that you're going to see other aspects of how the passing game has evolved. I got to give a shout to my man Anthony Burgess, who was the first guy to use a system called pass placement, where the TTC quarterback was not really, it was used in the system, but it was really phased out for a more realistic system to have aspects of using the entire field. And that's what we're going to talk about. And I want to call this realistic trajectory passing. Now, the reason I'm calling it this is because the ball is not thrown. It's laid at a spot, or a spot is created for the receiver to go to get the ball. So you can do kind of more realistic patterns using certain aspects of the realistic trajectory passing, like the sticks, or hanging ball, or like my man Gene Sanning having a zone. But how do you do that? How do you do that? So I'm going to give you a direction on how you do some of these things. These are some shares from my man Rob Spinner. Now you see the ball, you see the stick, you see other versions of throwing quarterbacks as well he has back there in the back. So he has a mixture of both. But the sticks represent a distance. You're going to lay the distance down from either the quarterback's head or the line of scrimmage or whatever the rule is, and at the end, the magnetic ball goes on the ground and the receiver will run to that ball. But also a defense has a chance to break on the ball. Now here's some of the ideas from my man Brandon Sigers. Now he does the same thing, but he makes it above field. So he'll have a bar that stretches a certain distance where he can move the ball back and forth as it's hanging, so a receiver can run to make the catch, and a defender also has a chance to break on the ball. So these guys are doing some amazing things. This is all on the new age. This is another thing. His rope trajectory passing, where the ball actually slides down like the ball is in flight. So he has different things to give him different elements of how he wants to throw the football. He also has another thing, and my man Jamie and my man Electric Coach, also do this with the moving ball. Now, the moving ball is something that really, it takes a lot of practice to do. And that's more of his above field or hanging ball system right there. But we get into the moving balls right now. But with the moving ball system, is something that you really have to get down, because now the ball is moving like the ball is being thrown. So EC has a couple of demonstration videos on the new age. My man Brian Court, this will be his passing system in the Fat 8 Pro system that's coming up pretty soon. Jamie Ellaby has played with the idea. So we're doing some different things in passing. We're trying to make it more realistic and give you different aspects and give you different ways and ideas on how you can add passing to your electric football experience. Here's my man Carl Coley, super fruity quarterback. Another quarterback that's different, TTC throwing, but it has a more flexible arm. So you can lob pass and bullet pass. It's more about touch. Each of these quarterbacks are like weapons. They have their own strengths, their own weaknesses. They do things differently, but it gives you a different way to have your offense run through your own quarterback. Now, let me give you some Fat 8 updates before you get out of here, guys. I got to give a big shout out to my man Bill Moreno, my #1 customer, Bill Moreno, for hooking us up with the cannons for what we are calling now the Serviceman Showdown. That's Army versus Navy coming up in season 3. I didn't mean to cut the passing short, fellas, but I got a little bit of time here, so I want to squeeze some things in. We got the Friends of the Program rule. That's one of the Friends of the Program, the Pure G family, that's going to do some things with recruitment down the line. And passing has evolved, guys. We just got to accept it. Whether you use the quarterback and throw, as they call the performance enhanced drug quarterbacks or the new model quarterbacks, that's fine too. We're trying to bring this game forward. The TTC will always have its place, but as new weapons come in, we have to be more accepting and understand that passing is evolving, and we just got to support each other. So I'm going to leave you with this quote. Let's just support each other. From here on out, we just got to lean on each other and put each other and support each other.